deliciousness. Welcome to Mia Cucina. Mia Cucina in Italian means my kitchen. E la prima cosa che dovevo fare, the first thing that we need to do is to prendere il faddale. So what did I say in Italian? I said the first thing that we needed to do is to put on the apron. And I have chosen a beautiful apron today, full of colors, full of butterflies, because we are all beautiful. And this meal that I'm about to show you, it's so easy. It is Conchiglie Ala Romanesco. Yes, I know, right? It's a long, long word. So what I have here is that I have some water boiling, and then I have the pasta. And the reason for this dish is the Conchiglie pasta conchiglie means like shell. So it's a shell, see, shell, like a little shell right there. And that's what I have here. And now I'm waiting for my water to start boiling. So I'm gonna go check on my water. I have some salt because, you know, we need to season the pasta. And this entire dish is going to be done in less than 10 minutes. Yes, that's how fast and easy this is going to be. So what I've done here is I have 4 quarts of water, and I do have 1 pound of the conchiglie. Okay, I'm Italian. Okay, conchiglie. See, there you go, conchiglie. Okay, I got it. I know how to say it. Hey, right there. All right, so now my water is boiling. It's trying to boil. I want it to boil. It looks like it's boiling. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take a teaspoon of some salt, and that goes the salt right there. Ooh, it's making everything go blue, 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 blue. And that's what I'm looking for. I am going to kind of mix the salt in that, and I'm just going to taste. It may need a little bit more, because it doesn't have to be very salty. And what I'm using is I am using the salt that is more thicker, not the thin one. Okay, so now I'm done with this. Get this out of the way. Very easy. Now I am going to put the conchiglie pasta into the water, and I have my timer on 10 minutes. 10 minuti, 10 minutes, right there. See that? Look how beautiful that is. I am going to utilize the same plate because I don't feel like doing a lot of dishes. Alright, so what I want to do is I just kind of want my pasta to kind of just hang out in that beautiful warm bath. I want to say hello, we are live to all you beautiful people. We are live. Now that this is doing its thing, hanging out there, and it's boiling, I am just going to bring your attention to the ingredients. I have here just a regular, you know, it's not a bullet, it's just a regular, you know, machine over here that will do all of this for us. And then what I'm going to do to this, I am going to add a 1/3 cup of sherry vinegar. A 1/3 cup of sherry vinegar is going to go right in there. Super easy transaction. Very, very easy. Muy easy. To this, I am going to add a tablespoon of thyme, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Oh, that's going to go right in there like so. Super easy. Very, very easy. I'm going to walk you through this entire dish, guys, because you're not going to believe how easy it is. And delicious, to say the least. Now, to that right there, I have 4 cloves of garlic that I'm also going to put over here on my board. Let me move things out of the way so I can show you. My pasta's doing this thing just exactly how I wanted it. I have 4 beautiful tomatoes on the vine, all organic. I also grow my own tomatoes, but what I grow is Roma tomatoes, but I need the juice of these tomatoes. So what I'm going to do to help out my wonderful little guy over here that I have is I am just going to gently cut my garlic. 4 cloves of garlic goes right in there like so. Very easy. For all of your moms, let me tell you, this is going to make your life so much easier. And then what I have here is that I have taken a celery, a stalk of celery, I peeled it, and I have a half a stalk of celery that's going to go right in there, boom, just like that. And then what I have here is that I have 2 shallots that I have chopped. They all going in there just like that. This sauce is not going to be, oh, wait, I don't want to tell you everything because I'm excited. Then what I have here is I have a half a red onion that I have chopped. That's all going to go in here like so. And you're wondering, what's going to happen? What are you doing, Elena? Trust you me, eh? And then what I did is I took a red pepper and a yellow pepper and I took a quarter. And then I just going to cut these guys up just like that. Chop them up. They're all going to go into this deliciousness. And this dish, it is, oh, I love this dish. You know, when I'm not in the mood to cook, this dish does it for me. So then this is going to go right in there just like that. Just like that. You see how easy that is? I try to bring you easy things. Okay, so now I am done with all of this. Keep this out of the way so I don't break anything. My pasta, it's doing its thing. It is still 6 minutes to go. Okay, so then now we have 4 beautiful tomatoes that have been completely washed. You know, when you buy organic, guys, even though it's organic, you still have to bring it home and wash it. And that's how it is. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling them out of the vine. So these are vine tomatoes. And I am going to help this guy out. Because what I want to do is I want to cut my tomatoes on 4s for now. Yes, just like that. 4s. See how easy that is? Look at that. Very, very easy. Hey, anybody can do this. Hey! I'm just going to go ahead and start putting them in there like so. Just like that. See, my tomatoes are right on there. And then what I'm going to do to this is I have some dried, sun-dried tomatoes that if I can open it, you know, sometimes, you know, you have to put a little muscle. In a 64, I still have muscles. I think it's because of all the gardening I do. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to add it just like that. You see what I'm doing? Just like that. With the oil and everything that's going to go in there like that. Yes, yes, yes. No problemo, no problemo. Alright, so then now I am going to start liquefying this right here. It's coming. See? You see what's happening here? It's doing its thing. Okay, grab on to that. And then what I'm going to do to this now is that I am going to add a half a cup of olive oil. Half a cup of olive oil that's going to emulsify the whole entire thing. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, it's looking good. This is our Romanesco sauce. Make sure you get all the olive oil. That's going to be all in there. Oh. So now I am done with my Romanesco sauce. See how simple and easy? And what I'm going to do now is I am going to want to taste. Grab yourself a spoon, like so. I am going to taste. What am I tasting for? Oh. It's amazing. But we're not done yet. No. So now that we are done with this part, I'm going to turn my board over because now I'm going to be showing you the topping. Yes, it's going to be a topping on all of this. And what I have here is I have some beautiful tuna in olive oil. Also what I have here is 2 tablespoons of olive oil, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper. I also have a tablespoon of thyme, and that I have over here. I have some cherry tomatoes, Oops, this cherry tomato wanted to say hello to the thyme. I have 1 clove of garlic that I am going to mince. You know what? I'm not going to use that other thing. I don't feel like cleaning it. Hey, you know what? I'm allowed if I don't feel like it. And that's what we need to do. Sometimes, you know, we do way too much. And it happens with me too, guys. I do that. I'm going to mince this as I'm talking to you. You know, self-care, self-care is so important, and we tend to forget that. We tend to forget this self-care. And sometimes, you know, we just go and go and go, even though we're so tired, and we don't pay attention to our bodies until, you know, we have to take care of our bodies. So what I want to do is I really want to mince this garlic. I love garlic, and again, what I am utilizing is organic. So I just want to get this garlic, and I'm just going to put it right into this bowl, just like this. Oh, this is going to take this to a whole entire level. Let me tell you something. You want to bring some friends, and you want to impress. This is also a nice dish for you to impress. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so now that we have the garlic in here, I am going to go ahead and add to this the 1 tablespoon of thyme. Remember the 2 tablespoons of olive oil with the salt and pepper. That's going to go in here. Just all in here. That's what I'm trying to do. Get it all in here. Because like I said, by the time the pasta is done, this entire dish is all going to come together in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. I know. Can you believe that? Okay, I'm done with that. All right, so then now that we have this right here, this wonderful little stuff like right here, then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my tomatoes, my cherry tomatoes, and I am going to cut them in fours, just like in fours, and I'm just going to drop them in here. I'm using 2 different kinds because, you know, I like color, and, you know, and when you're looking at color, it seems to be more appetizing. And so as I am doing this, remember, I still have my tuna, and that's what's going to be the protein of this dish. And I'm going to continue. So if you were to measure, guys, it will be approximately a cup of the cherry tomatoes. Again, you know, it depends on the size of your familia. So because I can try to teach you Italian. Family in Italian is famiglia. Now this is done. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to check on my pasta. Oh, my pasta is getting there, not quite, because it still needs to do its thing. And the pasta that I'm using is imported from Italy. It does take a little longer sometimes. We do like our pasta al dente, but it just needs to have a little bit more of a cooking time. And I'm not going to rush it because I don't feel like rushing today. And this dish, it is a Sicilian dish. And it depends also, there are parts of Italy that makes this dish. And depending, you know, some families, you know, that marry from maybe Sicily and they marry someone else from another part of Italy, they may have this recipe. And then they may bring it into that household. So it depends, you know, sometimes it's about the region, but sometimes it's about the blended families. Because, you know, when we have blended families, we learn so much about all kinds of cooking. So I'm just going to mix this deliciousness like that. Look at this. Look at this. This has got beautiful, beautiful. You see that? Now I'm going to take this beautiful, wonderful, and this is in olive oil, this beautiful, wonderful tuna. And this tuna is imported from Italy. And look at this beautiful tuna. Look at this, look at the size of the tuna. Look at that, you see that? So I just want to kind of cut it up just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. Let me grab a little fork that I have right here. Yes, just kind of, and then what we want to do is we kind of want to mix gently, gently, the tuna with the tomatoes. Now I'm going to tell you something else about this, guys, okay? In Italy, in my house of origin, And also when I went to visit family in Italia, this would also be another meal. It could actually be a meal. It could be a summer meal with just the tomatoes and the tuna, that you can make a nice crunchy bread to go with that. And what I did is I just added a little bit more of thyme. I grow my own thyme, and look how beautiful this is. So now I am going to check on my pasta. Oh yes, my pasta, it's almost done. Just a few more minutes. Okay, in the meantime, as I am waiting for my pasta to be done, I have some basilico. In Italian, basil is called basilico. Everybody, basilico. And what I want to do is I want to start pulling some leaves of this basilico, and I'm looking for about 7 to 8 to 10, and this is my own basilico that I grow myself, and I'm going to put some on the side because of garnish, and then the little extra ones I'll just kind of put over here, you know, the little leaves, because you know we're still building this beautifulness. And then I grow different kinds of basil, even though they're organic. It's interesting, you know, the Genoa ones versus the other ones. So I have a Genovese basil, and I also have the Italian basil. Different regions of Italy, right? Why not? Why not? Okay, so now I'm going to check on my pasta again. Oh yeah, it doesn't have to. Pasta should be eaten al dente. Some people, they don't like it al dente. That is how I grew up, eating it al dente. My husband did not grow up eating al dente, but hanging out with me all of these years, you know, we're coming up on 27 years of being together and 24 years of marriage. So then what I want to do to this, I'm going to grab myself a little bowl like this, and I have some of these little leaves that are also going to be here, and I don't want to cut it. I just want to tear. Just tear. That's what I'm doing. I'm just tearing a good, 6 to 7 leaves. We are listening to some good Italian music on Pandora. And now I am going to be right back because it's time now for me to go get el formaggio. Formaggio. Formaggio in Italian means cheese. And I'm going to get some pecorino romano cheese. That I go to my Italian deli, and I usually buy it in a chunk, and then I grate it myself. I put it in a plastic container like that, and it's always in the refrigerator. And if I have a lot of it, I put it in a freezer bag and I freeze it, so I don't have to travel so far to go get the cheese. So I have some of this cheese that I have right here. Let me grab myself another one, because right now I'm getting ready for to do my toppings. I don't want to grab my cheese with my hands. Always use something else. Never put your hand in there, because it may make the cheese change, may go bad. My mother would always say that to me. So I still do that, guys. I still do that. So I want a good 2 to 3 tablespoons of this pecorino romano. If you don't have that, it's okay. You can use whatever, you can use Parmigiano Reggiano, something that's got a little bit of a bite. Okay, I'm done with this. Now my pasta is done. Oh yes, my pasta is done. Ooh. Because good pasta takes longer. Okay, and this is a good pasta. Okay, now I'm going to go drain my pasta. Take that number. Luigi. Now I want to get my bowl and I want to bring my pasta right in my bowl, just like that, guys. So we have right here is we have the pasta. You see the pasta. We have the cheese. We have the basilico. And we have this beautifulness of tomatoes, remember? And then we have this delicious, wonderful romesco sauce. This romesco sauce, I am just going to pour it right on here. Oh yes, wow. I'm licking my fingers, this is so good. And then what I want to do now, guys, is that I want to come in and I want to mix this together. And what's going to happen is the pasta is going to start marrying this beautiful sauce. This beautiful sauce. And not only that, it's going to start absorbing it. It's such a beautiful color. Now I'm going to take this off. Let me put this over here. Get yourself one of these guys so we can make this pretty. We're going to kind of go around this right here like so. Just like that. Okay, now to this, yes, I am going to add on top all of my wonderful tomato. Look at this. All of this beautiful right here. I'm done with that. I am going to come over here. I am going to come and bring my cheese. Oh yes. I'm also going to have some on the side because you may want to have some on the side. And then what you're going to do now is that you're going to remember how we tore up the wonderful basil. We are going to let it rain basil. Let it rain basil. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. And then, el finale is to take some very good olive oil and just drizzle it over that. And then what you guys have just made, let me show you. Let me show you this Conchiglie Pasta Romanesco. Look how beautiful it is. So delicious, so easy. I want to thank my wonderful sponsors, Cola Harris with FARMASI. I want to thank Stephen Billy with Fishing and Charters. I want to thank Solangels with Color Street. And I want to thank Dario Rodriguez. And I want to thank you for joining me.